Okay, this is going to be a very basic breakdown of the music video Blood, Sweat, and Tears by BTS. It's a theory video, but everybody has their own theories. This is just mine. Further theories will follow after this because there's a lot to go over. Remember, this is just my addition to the world of BTS theory. Now, Wings is the album. It all began with 7 short films, one starring each member, each one having their own theme. But I'm going to start with the music video and move on from there to the rest of the concept systematically to show how I believe everything works together and everything connects. I could be wrong, but again, this is all hypothesis. Now, the music video begins with the boys entering what looks like a museum. If we look at V, we will see that he is in his pajamas. We see Jin analyzing a painting called The Fall of the Rebel Angels. Now let's take a look at this scene for a second. There are 2 doorways, both pitch black inside. Black on the left, white on the right. Jin being the only one to really notice it, the painting, means it has significance for him alone. Now let's look at the museum itself. If you look around, there are doors everywhere. In the next scene, we see Ratman, looking fine as hell, standing between 2 doors. The black arch on the left has the statue of Perseus holding the head of Medusa. The white archway on the right has a white statue of a woman, but I was unable to find information on this piece of art. You don't know how many results I got by putting white statue of a woman. Like, it was so many, and I'm not. I don't know what else to look for. And I mean, it was crazy. So anyway, this implies that the left is hell or a bad place, and the right is heaven by appearance alone. This would mean that the museum is somewhat of a holding place, the place right before judgment where souls await their fate. This museum can be referred to as limbo. Okay, it's not purgatory, it's limbo basically. It's because everybody's still waiting judgment. Now let's take a look at the next scene with V on the balcony. In front of V is a painting of an ocean side. This may have reference to V from the HYYH prologue when he jumps from the platform into the ocean. And for those of you that remember, V is always in water or something. So, so that's where that, I'm not going to get too much into that. But we see then V jump off the balcony, thus committing suicide. When a person commits suicide, they're forever trapped. It should be in purgatory, but we're going to put him in limbo because he's still waiting judgment. It's really fresh. He just killed himself. So V, having killed himself, must stay in the museum. This explains why he's in his pajamas. In the next scene, V is covered in a veil, also known as the Veil of Death. So this kind of solidifies the fact that he died. So, yeah, that's how I came to that conclusion. The next picture shows all the boys leaving through a brightly lit door. It's the boys have already left. Okay, in the picture that you're seeing right now, it's just V, but he went running after them. He turns to look at Jin, so that's what you're seeing in this picture. All the boys have already left through the door, the brightly lit archway. Okay, and they have moved on because their judgment has already been passed, so they get to move on. However, V does not leave, okay, because he can't go to the place where the boys are going anyway. He's gonna go somewhere else because of his suicide. Now, because he's still in limbo, that means his judgment fully hasn't passed. However, we see V look back and he sees Jin. And Jin notices the winged statue. And the winged statue is supposed to represent the angel of judgment. And in the next scene, we see V with wounds on his back, as if he once had wings, but when he committed suicide, he forfeited those wings. Or, in other words, the wings can represent automatically going into heaven, quote unquote heaven, because he was good, but because he did commit suicide, his wings were taken off. Now, Jin is the all-knowing person in all this, and I guess you could say he's what may be seen as God or Abraxas if you're following along with the Demian storyline. He is Abraxas, which is the form of God, as what they saw in the storyline. And seeing that V lost his wings, Jin kisses the statue of the angel that removes the V's wings to appease judgment, thereby taking the evil into himself. And we can see this at the very end of the video, the effects of that evil on him, because we see that his reflection begins to crack. Okay, and that's the final scene. Okay, I'm not going to get any deeper into much else. Most of the story, for those who are not really familiar with BTS, it's just about temptation. It's about the boys being growing up out of their like maturing and actually exploring their sensual side, their sexuality. So that's what you would get at face value on the video if you were to watch it and you had no idea about theories or backstory. But that's all I'm going to go cover for now. I'm going to cover in this video, but there's a lot to go over still. I have my theory connecting as much as I can. It may be wrong, it may be right. I don't know. You may agree, you might disagree. If you do, please listen in the comments. I'll take it into consideration, and maybe you can help me figure out the rest of the connections. But I'll let you go, and you'll have to wait to the next video to see what else connects. All right, thanks.